Hey, today I want to talk about the Whoop band and why I canceled my Whoop band and why I think you should sign up for it and then maybe cancel it too. All right, let's get into it. I've been racing for a very long time, and let me show you this device. I don't know if you know what this is. This right here is my very first heart rate monitor from the 80s. Who made this? I don't know if you can see that. If it were to zoom in, that'd be great. So before I start poo-pooing on the Whoop band, I actually want to tell you why I really like data collecting and why I think it's important that everybody does it, because you learn so much out of comparing data to your performance. But sometimes you learn and it's enough and you know what it feels like and you don't necessarily need to monitor it anymore. But I think it's a good lesson to learn. That's why I think having the Whoop band for a while is a good idea. But I don't think long term it's something for me. I had it for 6 months. And let me just show you that, life, everybody thinks life's changing and technology is amazing and we're doing things we've never done before. These are my training logs from the 80s and 90s. I know I'm old. But, so we used to do basically our training logs, and in our training logs it said the day, pulse rate when you wake up, your weight when you wake up, how many hours you slept, how much you trained, the time you trained, intensity of training, how many people you trained with, what did you do, any other training, the weather, where did you train, the gearing you used. It, basically collecting data, comparing it week over week, month over month, year over year, seeing what makes you perform better and race better. It's always been something that athletes have done, and I think it's always something that we're going to do. And when there are new tools out there, I think we should try them and see what we can learn out of them and use them if we need to continue to use them, or if we learned a lesson, we can move on and do other things. The reason why I'm not going to go into the sales pitch of this Whoop strap, because obviously it worked on me. They took my money. But I think it's well worth the experience and the lessons learned. I raced all of the cyclocross season with this strap on, and basically was trying to compare my performance, getting to be fully rested, sleeping enough, not sleeping enough. Sometimes you can't do what this thing wants you to do because you have a life and you want to work and you need to work and make some money. So it's a kind of an interesting thought. I actually thought it was really nice because it doesn't have a display and no screen to look at, that it might actually be a nice way to collect data without adding screen time to my daily life, which ended up totally backfiring because you have to use it with the app. So then you end up going to spend up more time on the phone. It actually, I think, added my screen time tremendously by looking at it. Plus, it sends you a notification. It asks you a lot of questions, which is kind of funny because after you're sleeping, you're waking up, it's basically asking you, are you rested? Did you sleep well? Did you sleep alone? By the way, none of your business. It's basically doing this whole Captain Obvious thing where it's asking you, are you feeling rested? And when you say you're rested, it kind of tells you you're recovered. So I kind of was annoyed a little bit by all the questions as far as every time I slept, every time I did an exercise, it's asking me, how did I perform? How was the exercise? Are you satisfied with the outcome of the exercise? And it's not necessarily, I didn't want to use this as a training log. I wanted to use it as a tool to get more data out of it. I didn't want to put more data in. And this felt a lot like I'm putting more data in than getting it out. The HRV, the heart variability rate, which they claim is very important to perform the best you can on race day, kind of didn't really work that well for me. I know it's probably just such a small difference that your mental status, like if you really want to do well in this race and you're psyched and you're pumped, it doesn't even matter if you're a little less rested, I guess, because I think mental is still trumps most of all this other little stuff that we can do. But nevertheless, I think I really still enjoyed the lesson I learned. I wouldn't sign up for more than the 6 month. That was like $30 a month, so it's $180. Am I right? To get this lesson, and I mean, I look at the this season that I used as Whoop Strap now, and I look back on some of the days that my strap told me that I was tired, but I really wanted to race and I liked the course. I did really well compared to other days where I was well rested and I did pretty poorly, but then maybe I wasn't feeling it mentally. I was just not digging the course. So I don't think the HRV is something that we should care too much about. The sleep monitor, I gotta say, I found it super, super annoying having to wear this at night. I know I try to make it as loose as possible, but I was wearing it basically 4 months straight. I bailed out a little early now on the 6 month subscription, but it was a relief to be able to take it off and not wear it at night anymore. It's super annoying, and I didn't want to do that anymore. So annoying to wear at night. Tons of added screen time because of the application and the notification recommendation on sleep. It's just something that was just more a nuisance and annoying, and not totally something I want to, keep doing anymore. So, but I think I learned a little bit about sleep. I learned a little bit about the HRV, which I don't think is important, not to me at least. And the sleep is something that I was aware of how important it is beforehand. I mean, obviously, been recording sleep since the 80s. How many hours? But go do it. 6 months, if you're interested in it. I think you're going to be done after that. I don't think you're going to have it for long. That's just my 2 cents. All right. Hope this helped somebody.